Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to June's studio vlog. I am doing some work in the studio space that I rent this weekend, so I should get some good footage for you. And I'm doing 3 projects. I'm working on a little house project, and then I'm doing the commission piece of the landscape, the riverscape, and I'm starting the piece that I'm going to be working on at my residency this summer. So I will probably tell you more about all of that as time progresses, but I just wanted to check in and welcome you to another month's studio vlog, and yeah, I'll talk to you again later. Good morning, everyone. So, I wrapped up yesterday working on the commission, and I also got started drawing for my next piece. And this is a sample. So I'm just playing with the transfer paper and making sure that when I transfer it to this fabric, it's gonna have the effect that I'm looking for. So right now I'm just working on the sample, and then I'll transfer it later today. I won't get to transferring onto the bigger piece today. I think I'm going to strategically plan out the drawings and then work on that another day. But I do want to get the sample to a place where I can actually start stitching it as well, like paint on it a bit and stitch on it. And then the commission is, I'm doing the background right now. And so once I get the background laid down, the first layer, I'm gonna paint that, and then I'm gonna put the river in the front and the foreground, because I think that'll allow me to put more layers of fabric if I need to, and then also just let it build a bit more organically in terms of color, because when you're doing something so colorful, because it's a fall landscape scene, I want to make sure that my background colors are not jumping ahead of the foreground, because I want the foreground to be the main attraction, so to speak. So that is where I am, and I'm also going to work on this little project for my house today, just do some quilting, and then I will probably start packing up around 3 o'clock or so, because I have other things to do at home to get ready for the week ahead. So overall, though, I feel like it's pretty productive. It's got me back into a rhythm, which is really good, and I think I can continue this rhythm at home over the next month until I can get back in the studio. And I'm really not sure if I'll be in here again before I go to the residency. I doubt it, but I'll have to wait and see how much time comes up this month. Yeah, I'm really not sure at this stage how much time's gonna come up this month. So, but I feel like I've got a good rhythm started here, so I can kind of continue that. So, yeah. I've got up on the wall right now, just for the rest of the day. The kind of source material, this is the background, like I said, so it's just starting to build that back layer. This is my test piece for the next piece. It's not really laid out correctly, but I just wanted to play with the different markers and see the way they transferred that cross hatching, and then yeah, I just kind of played with it to see. And this will be the piece that goes into the book with the other pieces. And then this is the scale. So I've cut out the background, and then I've added on the red piece. That'll be this little area that's in the center of this little picket enclosure. So I'm just laying out proportion here and then deciding how I'm gonna start doing the transfer. And I'll probably talk you through that as I get to it later. And then on the machine right now, I've got my little drying mat base, and I'm just quilting it. So just something kind of mindless to do before I go in for lunch. Hey everyone, I realized I haven't checked in today. It is June 9th, and I was originally planning to do an art date with myself and go downtown, and then plans just changed today. So I do have an art date with some online friends tonight at 5, and realized I didn't have anything to stitch with while we're chatting. So I am doing an art day instead. I am working on the commission and the small sample piece for my larger next piece in my series. So I'm doing a small sample piece just to see how the techniques work and what kind of supplies I want to use. And so I will be stitching that this evening with friends. And I'm just doing the back layer of the commission piece right now and getting everything laid down for that. It's going to require a lot more painting, and I actually have to go buy paint. Oh darn. So I'll have to do that this week, go pick up some paint, and then I'll be able to continue it and hopefully get it to a level of stitching soon. But it's going to need a lot of paint and a lot of layers of fabric before it's ready for stitching. So that is the status for today, and I hope to get back in a rhythm with my work. I've been out of the rhythm because of taking May pretty much off, so I need to get back into a sewing rhythm in the evenings, and this is a step towards that.
Stars still shine in a sky, blue sky.
Good morning, everybody. It's still morning, just for a few more minutes. It is Monday, June 19th, Juneteenth. And I just wanted to check in for this studio vlog. So I've been struggling a bit getting any work done in June, which seems to be interesting because I did take kind of purposefully took time off in May, and now getting back into any sort of rhythm in June has been, I would say, challenging. So today is a rainy day. I'm home alone, which is going to be rare because we're going into summer, and so my sons are going to be home from school, and my husband often works at home as well. So the time that I will be alone in the house is going to be very few and far between. So right now I'm just trying to get some work done on the small sample piece that I'm working on for the larger piece in my next body of work. I'm trying to get that, get some machine sewing done on it because I was doing some hand sewing and I just want to see what the machine sewing looks like. I'm trying to decide what the aesthetic of the larger piece is going to be and how I'm going to put it together based on this smaller sample. And then I'm also going to do some painting today. So I'm going to paint on the commission. I have the whole back side finished. I think I probably have shown you that from my last session. I got that all done in terms of laying on the fabric. And now I need to do some paint to get the colors muted down. And then I will be working on the river, the front of the river and the foreground of the piece before it gets any stitching on it. Yeah, I think that's the order. I might stitch a bit on it and then do some more painting. Sometimes I do that. But I'm gonna wait and see what it looks like, how it feels before I decide whether that's the next step. So that's what I'm working on today. June is always a bit of a full month because of school ending. There's a lot of stuff going on for my sons at school. It's also kind of the ramping up of the festival season at work, and there's just a lot always going on at work right now. So I'm trying to not think about my museum job when I'm at home and just think about my art, but I am finding there's a lot of crossover in my brain these days. So yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing to have to manage in my mind. I think that my piece has arrived in Sweden. A piece was purchased by a wonderful couple who really enjoyed Between Two Edges and have thought about it for 2 years and decided to buy it. So I was really honored. Thank you to both of you. For your purchase, and I haven't heard directly from them, but I do know that it was delivered. So I'm really glad that it got there, and I hope that they are as happy with it when they see it in person as they liked it when they saw it online. So that was a good thing that happened in May and has finalized now in June once we got things mailed. So I'm trying to, focusing on the positive is good. Just taking one step at a time is good. I had a really busy week last week, so I'm feeling kind of tired this week. But it was really good because a lot of the things I did last week were fun things, and I'm trying to focus on joy and fun for the summer. So that's what I want to focus on and not worry too much about productivity because they don't often go hand in hand. So that is it for this check-in, and I will talk to you again later. Hey everybody, I just realized I didn't really show you what I was doing today, so I thought I would just show you briefly. This is what I got up to. So I did some of these lines are machine stitching, and then some of them are stitched by hand. And this imagery was put on here with a photo transfer method. It's called artist transfer paper, and you draw in reverse of what you want, and then you put the surface down and iron it onto the fabric. So that's what this is. I also played around with some different paint, different types of pens on the actual transfer paper, but then I did some paint right on top of here. So there's paint, there's ink, there's some marker, some fabric marker. I was just trying to play with what I want it to look like. So if I want the surface to be more light and gray so you can see the cross hatching, or if I want it to be darker, you can still see the cross hatching but not as much. Yeah, so that is that, and this is really just playing around. The proportions here are not correct or anything, but I was just wanting to draw and be really quick and fluid with it so that I could use this as an example for what I want to do in the larger piece. So that was what I got up to today.
People like me don't do their homework and then I get in trouble by April. Just kidding. Just kidding.
And on our theme today, we're going to talk about getting set up for the summer. So this is an episode that we did that's kind of all about how
the house. We've got Claire. Hello there. Now guys, this is like double, triple exciting for me. If you all recall, last year I went to 3 weddings. I went to Raylene's wedding. I went to...
Hey everybody. So I got a really good amount of painting done today on the background of the commission. So that is probably all the painting I'll do on that area. And next I'm going to lay in the river along here and then paint it, and then I'll lay in the foreground, which is basically like a tree hanging over and a little bit of an island that juts out into the river. So that is today, Wednesday, June 20th, progress on that. And now I'm going to work on soft monument. I'm going to start doing some drawing so that I pre-draw what I need to put onto the transfer paper, because I'm going to have to flip that image and do it upside down.
Heard of before. It was assigned to me in a course. It was a dystopian fiction course.
So I just wanted to share a little bit of the psychological stuff I'm going through right now, which is just a really challenging time in terms of getting work done and getting set up to do the work. I'm trying to just work through it in small little increments and moments and not be too hard on myself, but it is really challenging right now to get back into the swing of things. I think once I get past the laying down of the commission where I'm stitching it, I will probably get past this block. The stitching, the regular stitching every night on something is something that is actually really important for me in terms of a rhythm of my life, which I didn't really realize before. So having this break that I've had, because I haven't really been consistently stitching in the evening for probably a month. I have been stitching the little piece, which I showed you, but it's because it's a very repetitive stitch and it's not very decorative, or it's not really bringing it to life, but more just filling in. It's not as fulfilling or as interesting to me, so it hasn't really got me compelled to do it every night. But a bigger piece like this, where I'm building the texture and building the expression through the thread, is something that gets me there and that gets me into a rhythm. So I'm really excited to get this to that point. And I am hoping that I can get this to that point by next week. I mean, technically I could start sewing the background now once the paint is dry, but I would rather just get it all laid down and get through this stage, which is like the laying down of the color and the composition stage, because then I can stitch it feeling like I'm stitching the entire thing, as opposed to stitching it in layers and then adding more, which could be something that I do, but ultimately I want to just get this stage over with. And I could continue working on it today, but I think I need to get a little of the work done for Soft Monument, because I feel like the residency is going to come up really fast. And I'm not exactly sure what stages of the piece I want to work on during the residency. So I need to figure that out. And the only way to figure it out is to actually work on it here and do some layout. I've been doing some sketching in my sketchbook, which I've been really enjoying, actually, the sketchbook that I've created specifically for this piece. And so that is, good. And it's been something that I've been doing repetitive kind of drawing and like writing out as well, the book that I'm reading, Writing Woman's Life, to go with that piece. I've been like writing out the quotes in the little journal. So that has been really filling me with joy, and I'm really enjoying it. So I want to continue that and make sure I'm trying to do it as often as possible and not taking long breaks in between the work. I think that's also been difficult, is that I'm taking breaks that are too long, and I'm not consistently setting this up and doing it, which is something that I need to do. So I'm just learning about this rhythm and how to keep it in a way that feels fulfilling. So yeah, that's where I am today, and I'll show you if I get up to any more work. I'll catch up to you. Good morning. Okay, so my plan today is to park my car near the SkyTrain, take the SkyTrain downtown, and I have 4 places I'm going to go. Some of which I'm going to share, some of which I'm not. One of them is just shopping, but I'm going to go to a bookstore, I'm going to go to a cafe, and I'm going to go to an art gallery. I haven't decided yet whether this is going to be on my studio vlog or whether I'm going to make a separate video of my Exploring Parts of Vancouver series. We'll see. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to find anywhere to park because parking at this time of the morning at the train is really hard because people commute to work and park down there, and I may not find anywhere to park, and I may have to drive this car back up here and walk down. Or I could take the bus, but I just find the bus to be a hassle sometimes. So that is my plan. Let's see how it unfolds. It's a really warm day. I'm going to try to get down there and back in a few hours. I don't want to spend 5 hours downtown. I just want to go down and have a little art date with myself, and I'm bringing you with me. So let's see what happens.